Bart Scott, I'm trying to read your face. It's not always easy to do. What is your reaction?
I'm trying to understand what the hell Jimmy Smith is talking about. First of all, I want Tim Tebow as close away from my quarterback room as possible. I don't want him saying anything. What can he tell him about playing quarterback in the NFL? He didn't do that at a very high level. Listen, I understand that you talk about everything that Tim Tebow brings to the picture. As somebody that was in that locker room, let me tell you what Tebow does bring. He's going to bring a distraction to a third-string tight end position. He's going to be over there doing press conferences talking about, the look teams and what he's trying to do. Watch him try to be like the look team scout quarterback. He's always eyeing. Listen, we all understand that you have to turn the page. And I say it all the time, athletes die two deaths. They die their natural death, and they die the death that they have the day that they take the uniform off. Tim Tebow's been resuscitated more times than Michael Myers. I appreciate it for what he is and who he is as a person, but you got to let it go, man. You got to let it go. I mean, Mike T is sitting on this set, and he asked him to play tight end, and he didn't want to play tight end. Right? And listen, he can say all he wants about, Tim Tebow, he looks good, he got all these popcorn muscles, but I'm telling you what, he's going to be dealing with some trained killers, and I think it's a shame that he's coming back and he's taking an opportunity from a young kid that has played the position his entire life and dreamed for an opportunity. Tim, you had your opportunity. You had your opportunity to change positions. It didn't work out. Don't be phoning a friend in. If you want him to help your organization, make him the head of player development, because there's nothing that Tim Tebow can do on a football field that can help your team win.
Okay, so your position is very well staked out, and I appreciate it. I want to make clear for anyone who's not aware, what you're referring to is the 2012 season in which Tebow was on the Jets and you were on the Jets. And people talk about the circus. They talk about the distraction. Can you give us a sense of exactly what that really is like? You're a player on that team. Bart, what was it actually like?
He's just going to be taking a shine, right? He came in there. He never understood that the reason that we brought him in is because we lost Brad Smith. And I don't want to be putting words in Tannenbaum's mouth, but we brought him in because we wanted the Wildcat, because he had beat us the year before. We didn't re-sign Brad Smith. It was an opportunity to bring him in, and he started off on the special teams. But he's sitting up here running through the water like David Hasselhoff. Like, if you watch this is the worst ran route. I got kids in Little League that run out routes better than that. And he ducked. Who the hell ducked? You're getting the ball. He's running through the water like David Hasselhoff when this is Mark Sanchez's team. And, like, he's out there burping the baby. We're out in practice. Like, bro, you have been holding the ball for 25 seconds. You would be dead by now. Then it turns to a scramble drill. We get nothing out of the drill because he's burping the damn baby. He's making somebody go damn pull a damn hamstring. And then he's doing a press conference after practice about what he did on the damn punt team. Who cares? Listen, it's not about you, man. And sometimes you got to understand that you can't live life in the spotlight forever, man. It dims for everybody. You have to walk away. You took good, meaningful spots for guys in the Mets. Now you come in, you're going to do the same thing here. Listen, Urban Meyer is risking losing his locker room because he's going to be on the team and have Tim Tebow there, and he can't help them in any capacity. And he's going to lose his locker room because they're going to say, I guess it's about who you know and about what you can do and paying your dues. He ain't paid no dues, man. And that's going to be disrespectful. He's going to be a marked man. He's going to be asking for, you know what, I think I bet. Listen, much like Pat White when he got hit on the sideline, he came in the game a football player. He left with a baseball cap and went to baseball. Somebody's going to knock Tim Tebow head off.
I'm very glad I asked. Bart Scott, thank you very much. With that thought in mind, Mike Tannenbaum, is anyone actually going to get the chance to do that? In your opinion, how would you assess the chances that Tim Tebow is actually on the 53-man roster in September?
If Tim Tebow is on the roster on opening day in Jacksonville, it will eviscerate Urban Meyer's credibility, and let me tell you why. It will send the absolute wrong message to the locker room that we are not basing decisions based on merit for a lot of the reasons that Bart's soliloquy just alluded to. But he's not one of the 53 best players. And if the message is sent that relationships will drive decisions, they will never have a winning team in Jacksonville. Houston will be excited. Tennessee will be excited. The Houston Texans, everyone else in the division will be excited that they're making decisions based on Urban Meyer's relationships, and they'll have no chance to win in Jacksonville. There's no conceivable way that a 34-year-old quarterback who hasn't played in 10 years, who we did try to play in a lot of different positions, is going to be one of the 53 best players. So I think there's no chance he makes this team.
Sitting where I sit, Dan Graziano, that feels to me like the line of delineation, or bringing him in to be one of 90 guys in training camp at whatever actually the purpose of that is in Urban Meyer's mind. That feels to me to be one thing, probably comparatively harmless, at least in my opinion. Others certainly might disagree. Once it goes further down the line than that, I can see it becoming an entirely different thing. Graziano, what do you think?
I think that's right. And I think that, a lot of the people I've talked to this week kind of come down there like saying, look, I mean, it's training camp. There's 90 guys on a training camp roster. It's not the first time someone's been brought in because they had a relationship with the coach or the GM. That happens all the time. It's not the first time, you've seen kind of a gimmicky thing done. Reminds me a little bit of, remember when Garth Brooks was in spring training with the Mets? Billy Crystal, I think, batted in a spring training game for the Yankees. I mean, these kinds of things do happen, and they don't do any real harm. I think the right way to react to this is somewhere between Jimmy Smith and Bart Scott. Ultimately, I don't think this does any real damage. I understand why you might be annoyed or upset about it because, yes, I mean, you want the thing to be a meritocracy. The fact of the matter is this happens all the time with coaches and GMs bringing guys with them that played for them or that they knew from a previous stop. You just don't want it to be so obvious. And I think the fact that Tebow's been out so long and this seems so silly to so many people, I think that makes it a little bit too naked in terms of, this being a relationship-driven decision as opposed to a merit one. But Greeny, I think you're right. I think if he goes to training camp and then it sort of fades away, then this whole thing does as well.
I must say, the comparison to Garth Brooks with the Mets.
The last time Tebow was relevant.
The Garth Brooks and Billy Crystal strikes me as just a funny comparison. I don't know why. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.